Welcome to Loving God and Loving Life. We're in Luke chapter 18, where the theme is Jesus teaching on prayer through the parable of the persistent widow and the tax collector. This is a very common theme that Luke records. You might remember, if you've been tracking with us, that in an earlier chapter, Jesus gave the story of a man going to his neighbor to get some bread, and just shameless persistence was the words that Jesus used that time. Here, a very similar, in fact, the exact same thing that Jesus is teaching is to be persistent in our prayers. This time it's an unjust judge, and he says, this woman is driving me crazy. In verse 5, this woman is driving me crazy. I'm going to see that she gets justice because she's wearing me out with her constant requests. That same philosophy, just shameless persistence, just keep coming, knowing that God has the power to grant me justice. God has the power to fix it. God has the power, and don't lose that faith. Maybe you don't comprehend, and I won't comprehend exactly why. What has been the holdup? Well, just keep going is what Jesus says. And then he ends the chapter by another teaching on prayer. This religious person was praying. And then Jesus was saying that there was another man that was praying, a tax collector who would have been thought of as the most sinful person. And that person, that tax collector, prayed this. He said, God, be merciful to me, for I'm a sinner. Jesus said, I tell you that this sinner, not the Pharisee, returned home justified before God. Really, those two stories are one and the same. And that is, just keep coming, knowing that I'm asking for something that I don't deserve. For us to expect to get things from God without, keeping coming, asking is to kind of, it makes it all like God owes us something. When we ask, and we ask repeatedly, we acknowledge the nature of our relationship between us and God, that we're requesting something of the God of the universe that he doesn't owe us. I am a sinner. Friends, I've been walking with God for a long time. I'm continually repenting when things are wrong. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I keep trying. But the truth is, that's a prayer that I keep praying. God, have mercy on me, a sinner. Because I recognize I still to this day have unkindness that comes out of me. I still to this day get bitter. I still to this day have negative things that I do and think and say. God, have mercy on me, a sinner. And then I pray and I keep asking for things, not because I feel like I deserve it because I'm so good, but because my Father is so good. Let's keep praying. Let's recognize that we are not receiving because we're so good, but because our Father is so good. God, be merciful to us, a sinner. God, today, send us one person today to share your love with. My friends, never forget that doing God's will and loving God, it's the only way to love life.